Good morning, children. Today I am going to continue our lesson 3.1 God's Greatest Gift. In this lesson, I already taught you about one of the greatest gifts of God is tree. Trees are the largest living thing on the earth. We can count its age by counting the rings in its trunk. In earlier days, wood is used for making many things like homes, rafts, weapons, and also used as a fuel to make food. Nowadays, man invented many things like concrete, iron, steel, but then also demand for wood has increased vastly. I also taught you about the process of photosynthesis in which we, people, human beings, and animals, released carbon dioxide and taking oxygen. We are taking oxygen by trees or plants. So this is interchangeable process. That much I taught you in the previous video. Now I'm going to continue with the last paragraph of this page. Our earth has a fine layer of soil at the surface. All plants grow in this soil only. Under the soil, there are rocks of various kinds. First, you see this picture. Soil layers on earth. Organic layer, topsoil, subsoil, parent material, bedrock. So these are the different layers of soil. Our earth has different layers of soil in which plants grow. Now we have to understand these layers. The main layers of the soil are topsoil, subsoil, and the parent rock. Each layer has its own characteristic. These features of the layers of soil play a very important role in determining the use of the soil. Soil that has developed three layers is mature soil. Again, I am repeating, soil that has developed three layers is mature soil. Now, nature takes millions of years to form an inch of soil in thickness, but sometimes a single heavy shower can wash it off. Such a thing doesn't happen in places where we have forest or lots of trees. The roots of trees hold the soil together and protect it from being washed off. Here, nature takes millions of years. It takes millions of years for what? For making soil thickness. For making soil thickness means for making mature soil. It will take millions of years. But sometimes what happens? A single heavy rain, a shower, can wash it off. A single heavy rain can wash it off. Wash it off means if the soil is not mature, it can not hold the plant. It can easily washed off. Such a thing, this type of thing doesn't happen. Where doesn't happen? Where we have places like forest or lots of trees. So this thing will not happen. These types of places like forest or lots of trees. Why? Why it will not happen? Because the roots of trees hold the soil together and protect it from being washed off. Okay? So roots of tree hold the soil together and protect it from being washed off. Now, we value trees not only for their usefulness but also for their beauty. They refresh the eyes and bring peace to the mind. That is why our ancient rishis were attracted to the forest. They lived in their forest home or ashrams in the company of nature. It was in these ashrams that they taught their pupils. When Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore started his school, he also chose a place full of trees. He called it Shantiniketan, or the home of peace. Here, we all know the different uses of trees, wood, and many things, and it's important. But here, we are not talking about only the usefulness of trees. We are talking about the beauty, natural beauty. Okay? Why? Trees are gives us natural beauty. They refresh our eyes. They bring peace in our mind. That is why. That is why ancient rishis, rishi munis, saints were attracted to the forest. They were attracted to the forest because in the forest there are so many trees and they feel freshness and peace of mind. They lived in the forest home or ashram or in the company of nature. Rishi Munis attracted to the forest because of trees and they get refreshness and peace of mind in these type of place. That's why they lived in homes or ashrams in the company of nature. It was in these ashrams that they taught their people. In these type of ashram, they taught their peoples. People means a student or a child in a school. Okay, so they taught their peoples in ashrams. When Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore started a school, he also chose a place full of trees and he called it Shantiniketan. What is the name of Rabindranath Tagore's school? Shantiniketan, or the home of peace. He named Shantiniketan, or the home of peace, because of the natural place, natural beauty is available there. That's why he chose these type of place. Now, there was a time when our hills, mountains, and even plains were covered with huge forest. As the population grew, trees were cut down to meet the demand for fuel and timber. Thus, our wonderful forest came to be destroyed. Now we don't have enough trees to give us firewood even. So people are forced to burn cattle dung, which ought to be saved for use as manure. Cattle dung is very necessary to maintain the fertility of soil. Chemical fertilizers alone can't help. In many areas where only chemical fertilizers are used, the crop yield have started falling. Here we all know population increased nowadays, and then what happened? Earlier means a long time ago. Our hills, mountains, and even plains also were covered with forest, covered with so many trees, lots of trees. But as the population increased day by day, trees were cut down. Why it was cut down? Because of to fulfill the demand. What demand? Demand for fuel and timber. Timber means, you can see the meaning. Wood prepared for use in building. Wood prepared for use in building. So it is demand fuel and timber to make timber, like a small house, wooden house, it is called timber. So thus our wonderful forest, because of this fulfillment of demand, our forest came to be destroyed. Now we don't have enough trees. Nowadays we don't have enough trees because it is already cut down. So even we don't have enough trees for firewood. Firewood means wood used for burning on fire. We don't have enough firewood. Why? Because already it is cut down. So people are forced to burn cattle dung. Cattle dung, you can see the meaning. Animal waste. Gobar. Cattle dung means animal waste. gobar. So people are forced to burn cattle dung, to use cattle dung, okay, which ought to be saved for use as manure. It is also used as a manure. Manure means material mixed with soil to help plants or crops grow. Manure is very useful, mixed with soil to help plants to and crops to grow well. Cattle dung is very necessary to maintain the fertility of soil. As we know the meaning of cattle dung, it is very necessary to maintain the fertility. It is very important for soil to maintain the fertility of soil. Chemical fertilizer alone can't help. If we use only chemical fertilizer, it can't help to grow the plant very well. In many areas where only chemical fertilizers are used, the crops yield. Yield means the total amount that is produced. So the total amount that is produced, crop produced, that is have started falling. It is destroyed because they are using only chemical fertilizer. They are not using manure. So that's why these type of crops have started falling. So we should use manure, means cattle dung, animal waste, gobar as a manure to fertilize our soil. Okay, come to next. There is another grave danger. Now we don't have enough trees to treat all the carbon dioxide that is being produced in our homes, factories, and by our autos. The air remains polluted and it can give us a number of serious diseases. Here there is another grave danger. Grave danger means serious or sad news because of less trees and population is increasing. So that's why we don't have enough trees. Now we don't have enough trees to treat all the carbon dioxide and to take oxygen because population is increasing and trees are less. So that is being produced in our homes. Carbon dioxide produced in our homes, factories, and by our autos, means vehicles. Then what will happen? The air remain polluted. We are not getting fresh air. This air remain polluted and it can give us a number of serious disease because we are not getting fresh air. We are getting air that is mixed with chemicals, carbon dioxide. So that's why a number of serious disease can increase and it will be very harmful for human beings and animals. Trees are man's best friend. They are God's greatest gift to man. They are the invaluable wealth of a nation. It is our sacred duty to protect them and look after them well. For every tree that is cut down, we must plant at least 2 new trees and take care of them. If we don't care for trees, they too will stop caring for us. And then imagine what will happen. Here it is given a summary of this chapter in this small paragraph. Trees are man's best friend. Why? The first thing, we are getting oxygen from tree, we are getting food from tree, we are getting shelter from tree, and we are getting wood that comes only from tree. So trees are man's best friend. They are God's greatest gift to man. They are the invaluable, means priceless or extremely useful wealth of a nation. It is a wealth of a nation. It is our sacred duty. Sacred duty means very important duty to protect them. We have to protect our trees and look after them well. It's our duty. We have to protect our trees. For every trees that is cut down, when every trees is cut down, so what we have to do? we must plant at least 2 new trees and take care of them. We have to do this. We, all the people, have to do this. We have to plant new trees and we have to take care of them. If we don't care for trees, if we don't care for trees, they too will stop caring for us. Why? Because if we don't care tree, they will not giving us oxygen. So how we will breathe? We will not breathe. We are not able to live. And then imagine what will happen. What will happen? We will not get oxygen to breathe. We will not get fruits to eat. We will not get wood to make anything. Okay? Now this chapter is finished. I'm going to stop this video. I will give you PDF of question answer in the next class on Saturday. I will give PDF of this chapter. Okay? Thank you.